anyway, so actually this little tree made me think about you, right? Because you know what it is. It is a volunteer Norway.
I was gonna say it looks like a Norway. Yeah.
That's exactly what it just kind of grew against the fence and that, right? And I forgot all about it, and before you know that.
Well, and look, nice movement, and leaves are small. And,
yeah, absolutely. And it would be, and I see trees looking like that. Like, I mean, like a bonsai purist might say, oh wow, it's like one of this slingshot or as British call them catapult tree, right? You know. But I don't care. You see more than one like that, right? It's So it's gonna be a little tree, right?
Yeah.
I see this is one of the new Tridents. So anyway, after this disastrous winter that we had, that literally, look at that, Chris. So you see this one here. I'll just kind of open it up a little bit. So this is how the trunk of this tree was, right? It was like 12 feet tall, right?
Oh wow.
The whole thing died back, and I'm thinking, well, goodbye Trident. But then started sprouting.
Yeah.
Low and that, right? So I guess I'll have to see what I'm gonna do with it. I think that when you have something like this, chances are you can create like one of those sumo kind of, like short squat trees. When you kind of allow the wood mass to build from the bottom up and sort of start eliminating those basically sacrifice branches, right? So what I have here is just like a whole kind of circle of sacrifice branches all the way around. So we'll see.
Yeah.
As you can see, another
you might
Trident, right?
You might be able to use some of these whips once you get once you get one, use them to graft in a branch if you had to, right? Hard to know.
What I did is I got another pack of 10, because you can get them pencil thin like that again from Bill. Just gonna plop them there. You will see them throughout.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that larch back there. Sorry,
So this is I just kind of cut it back recently and that, right? So this is one of the local guys, right? Just you will see quite a few of them, right? And again, what I'm doing now is just like doing Walter Paul thing, right? Just shearing them, just to shape like a hedge kind of pruning, and then just letting them grow, just growing the trunks at this point, right?
Yeah.
As you can see, look at that.
A couple more Tridents, Is that what we're looking at?
There's really tiny. That's the new one, right? That's this year's one, right? And the funny thing is, because I got 10 of them like years ago, and I planted them. So look at that. One of them ended up like being thumb thick after like 5 or 6 years. And that one was like that, right?
Right.
It's just genetics of it.
Yeah.
Back there is actually a larch that might be a decent tree one of these days.
Oh yeah.
Very thick base.
Looks some nice roots, coming off, big ones,
and coming off. And I mean, it's not necessarily the style that I really like, because it's kind of like those sickle ones, right? The whole top, whole top died, and one of the branches, took over. But then again, you know what? It's just a matter of kind of working with them. Yeah. See this larch here? So that's the one that I'm kind of styling, doing what Nick Lentz was doing, right? This is just chopping them. Chopping them back, chopping it back, and then like they let it grow out, just to get the taper, right? So there's already a couple of chops, happening in that, right? And I've got
is this same species, or is this a?
It's they all came from pretty much the same area. Right?
Okay.
Like
so they're all the western. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, those are nice, thick. It's good, thick trunks on them. Like, you know what I mean? Like a few more years, and these things will really stick out.
Yeah. These guys have been here for a while with me now, right? But I've got at the end of the garden there's a few that I collected like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and they are actually kind of nicer, right? There's a little bit of movement, all the bark, because this thing here, right? It's just starting to kind of bark up, and it's it was literally just like a seedling, plucked out at the.
Oh, these are gonna be nice though. These are nice. You mean?
So what you see here again, you will see like all those Tridents, and this is a European beech here, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I bought it from this nursery. So
but that's beautiful too.
There you go, right?
So that's the thicker one.
That's actually more like it, right? So that's. And as you can see, the growth is so small on that, right? Because this tree was just repotted, so I have it.
Okay.
I did like quite severe root pruning.
Wow.
And I did plant it on the top of like a piece of wood, a piece of plywood, right? So.
Okay. Oh, just flatten the root to get the roots to spread. Is that?
Yeah. So what it does, so they spread and they literally you know, like the I think that again the bonsai gurus say that they literally like pull the bottom of the tree out, right? Like creating like a flare, like the root.
Yeah.
Flare on that, right?
Yeah, right, because
So
it grows, it
There's
stretches.
another one of those, right? So
Yeah, but that's great though.
right, as you can tell, right, the caliper of it is probably 2 inches or so, right? And I leave, you know, all the low branches and that. Another one of those, right? So there's gonna be, quite a few trees, you know. So obviously, what I'm doing is just growing the low part out and that, right? And the chop will eventually happen probably somewhere there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
see, that's one of the fears too, because sometimes you just go in the mountains, right?
Yeah,
you
noble fur. Yeah,
you
the
don't
balsam fur.
You don't wanna come home empty, right? So you just kind of grab it.
Yeah.
So what you see here, see in the back there's more of those Japanese
maples. It looks
Japanese maple seedlings and that, right?
Yeah, but
see, look at that. There's another
that's
another horse chestnut.
Yeah.
Again, just cropping it back, just keep making sure that I have enough low branches.
And how old do you think that is from seed? Could you probably just pull that out of your
from the conker?
Yeah.
I would say they're probably around like 8 years or something.
8 years.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing though for 8 years, right? When you think about
look at that here, right? This is the slingshot one, but I said I don't care.
Yeah.
And it's just how we call it, like a very eclectic mix of the trees, because there's another beech there in the back, right? You see the tree with the white, there's still like a nursery tag on it and that, right? So that's that. That here is the Arctic birch. And
Arctic birch, eh?
Yeah, Arctic birch.
Okay, what's that? I don't know. I don't.
It's just a little birch,
Like a
I'm gonna
variety
grow it
or
like
something?
a clump and that, right? Eventually this is probably as big as the tree is ever gonna be, right?
Yeah, okay.
So this is a couple of the Scots pines.
Yeah, okay. Nice. It looks like you're getting a double push too, eh?
Oh,
like
you know what, like
candle
these
them
are-
and then they just keep
They
coming.
were just sitting here like little sticks forever, right?
Right.
The minute they just kind of got rooted properly, look at that. Like
Yeah.
it's, again, like this tree, like this part is just, I'm gonna pitch it, right? Like this is the actual tree.
Yeah.
This one's just a little bit better, but anyway, see, Chris, going back to our discussion about like the curves and that, right?
Yeah.
So this is I did those,
Yeah,
right?
you can see it. Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of okay, right? But it's not even close to what Mother Nature does, on those, right? Because what comes naturally is just so subtle in that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, and those different changes of directions and
Absolutely.
all,
Right,
it's hard to replicate
Random is random, right? It's
Yeah.
just an English oak, right? So it's just one of those.
Yeah.
Like before I got the stuff from Nigel.
that. Oh, you're
right?
gonna have such a nice variety of species
yeah.
when you're when you
So look at
get
this
these
one.
all
So that's the one I was talking about, right? That's the alder, Almus glutinosa, right? Glutinosa.
Okay.
That means that it is a glutton, right? If you give it if you give it good enough conditions, like look at this thing, like
well,
like
those
it's
big roots coming off too. That'll be
almost
pretty.
like 3 inches,
Yeah.
And I just keep cutting back, and there's another one.
Oh, this is inspiring to see all this field growing.
Yeah.
What do you call it, field growing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
See,
great.
that here is the recovery project, right? So this is the Mugo pine that I got like years and years ago. I probably had it for like 15 years now.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I got it from the gentleman who started the Kitchener Waterloo Bonsai Club and that, right?
Oh,
It was,
really? Okay,
one
wow.
of his trees, and all of a sudden it started dying back. This branch died on me.
Yeah.
This branch died on me. This
Okay.
one started dying, and I caught it just like I think that the last second, right? I
Right.
just brought it here, and it's been like recovering for I don't know, like probably 4 or 5 years now, right?
Wow, right. Okay.
Finally, you see the growth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's coming back.
Yeah, it will get restyled and everything, but it was such a already nice, kind of little compact, like a Shohin type of tree and that, right? So.
Were you living in Kitchener then? Back
yeah.
then?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I
Wasn't
lived-
sure there.
I was in Ontario for 20 years, right? I
Oh,
lived
okay.
in Kitchener,
Okay,
Waterloo.
I didn't
Cambridge.
realize that. Yeah.
No, that's my ties with with people like Nigel, and that Nigel was a good friend back then.
Yeah, right. Okay. I wondered. I was wondering how you got connected
Yeah.
because I just
Yeah, I
you're out
actually-
here and then I was like,
I joined the club in 2004.
Okay.
Actually, right? So it's been actually 20 years for me doing the bonsai.
Wow. Okay. So you're really connected with that crew. Okay.
Yeah. And I stayed there for from 2000 and so I moved here I moved to Alberta in 2011. So it's been like 7 years, and I was serious kind of participant in the club activities. You know what I mean? Like
right.
when I sign up,
you showed up.
Oh
And,
yeah, exactly. And
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't just like member on the paper, right? I was active and everything.
Did you what happened to all your trees? Did you ever able to?
You know what? That's a sad story.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I brought like about 30 with me. You know?
Okay.
Like I sold out most of the collection. I had about like 100 at different stages in that. You know, the best 30 I brought with me.
Yeah.
I've got literally only 2 left from
Yeah.
it.
Jeez. Yeah.
This is the one, right? And I've got this really nice Scots pine, you know, in Calgary.
Okay,
in the
so
garden,
those
and
are some special trees then.
yeah,
When you've
and
been
the
with
rest, you know, it's the Calgary climate killed them.
Right.
You just cannot. I mean, you can grow trees in Calgary and that, but it's a struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Chinooks, meaning you know
Yep.
you know what these trees like, right? Like when they go dormant, they like to stay dormant,
Yep.
right? Then Chinook comes and wakes them up, you know, like every 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
that, right? You know?
They
And
start
then
to
you've got,
push, and then it.
absolutely,
freezes
and
it,
then
right.
you've got like literally freeze and thaw cycle, right? You know, it freezes to -5 at night, you know, and then warms up to +5 a day in a day, and then you know back and forth, you know, up to like 90 times per winter.
Oh my God.
So you know,
Right.
now I learned and that, right? You know, but you know, most of the trees that I have are the local species,
Yeah.
right? You know, so you know they are conditioned to that already, right?
Yeah.
But whatever I brought from Ontario,
Just couldn't make
not
it.
not a single deciduous trees made it.
Yeah.
Right? And so only a couple of the conifers.
Yeah.
and
Well,
that, right?
how
So-
many people probably share a similar story?
Yeah,
Trying to move a
it's
collection
so disheartening,
really
though, right?
to a
Because,
new.
you know how it works, right?
Yep.
You know, like you get attached to those trees.
You sure
because,
do.
You work with them every day and
Yep.
kind of, you know, watch them grow and you know happy to see,
Yeah.
you know,
Look,
changes.
Yeah,
and
it
starts
and
looking
it carries
good and-
your history of bonsai
yeah,
in it, right?
absolutely.
Like it's,
and then
it's
all of a
part of it all.
sudden,
Yeah.
just like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
see, here another beech. There's another Amur maple. So it's not that big there. Yeah, that's kind of hard to tell, but
Oh yeah.
you know, but
Yeah.
it's getting there, right? You know?
Yeah. Well, the fall colors on those are.
Yeah,
it's what I can
It's
imagine.
gonna be excellent, right?
Yeah, that's what I can
And
totally
then
imagine.
you know, there's a few of my
like you got-
tanuki.
I was
project,
gonna
right?
say you got tanuki.
Yeah,
you don't
this
see
is-
many of those around.
Yeah, this
that's
is just a
great.
phoenix graft, right? And
Yeah.
also just a kind of like this blue foliage juniper on a nice piece of
Deadwood.
of
Yeah.
deadwood and that,
Oh,
right?
kind of a fun project, right?
Yeah. Well, it's long term, right? I mean, you know,
Same with
is
this
what-
too, right? Well, you have a nice
Yeah,
piece of
that's same
deadwood
here.
too.
It was, you know what, like actually,
this
it is a juniper whip that I collected, you know, up in Alberta in the mountains, right?
Oh, really?
And it was actually see the groove here, right? I routed the groove, and it was all the way to all the way up here. And then it died back.
Oh, I see. You had it
Yeah,
all the way in there.
yeah,
Oh, right.
yeah,
That's why
yeah,
these are on
yeah,
there. Yeah.
But you know what? It's growing back again. You know, I've got
This-
nothing but time, right?
This
See?
must be a Rocky Mountain juniper then.
It is,
eh?
yeah.
right.
It is one
I don't
of
know,
them
whip or
because
whatever, man.
from what I heard, right? Like they hybridize, you know, so readily that
Oh,
you
right.
don't even know what you got.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah.
And see what you see here and there. You will see a Japanese
got-
maple. Like
I
these
see
are
that.
all my own Japanese maples.
From seed, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
that's a different. You know, this is like this red flower. How you call it? Chestnut, like it's a horse chestnut,
it's a
but I
different
think it's
variety.
called Buckeye, Ohio Buckeye or something,
okay.
right? So just different leaves. Then I've got this is the Critomeria japonica, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So again, long-term project. This thing is you know, it's here just gaining girth. You know, a couple of like garden junipers and that.
Yeah,
Right?
just growing them out, right? And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're growing things out. You know, this is the fir that I collected in Mount Royal Oak, right? So
yeah.
that's the English oak, but this is from the conker from Nigel. So look at that.
Yeah, that's
look,
amazing though.
Look at the leaves on that thing.
Yeah.
Like, look how small they are.
Oh, and it's the shape is so beautiful,
Right, and this thing is just growing in the ground, Chris. Right?
Yeah,
like
so-
it has all the vigor, all the strength.
Should
See
be.
the neighbor there, bigger, right? But that
Yeah.
here, yeah,
And they're the same that
right.
that one.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay, right. And this is what you're talking about. You had a whole bunch
look
of
at
them.
that, you know.
Yeah.
So this is where I spilled the acorns. Said, okay, guys, good luck, right?
Right.
And look what I ended up with. Sherwood
It was a
forest.
handful of acorns.
Oh yeah, I think I got like
acorns.
50. You know how it
When
is.
you
right?
collect
When
a
you
bunch.
collect,
Yeah,
you
you
don't
just-
collect just one, right?
Yeah,
You know?
of course.
So this is one
Yeah,
of
Sherwood
the,
Forest. That's
This
funny.
is the. Oh my God! Look at that. This is the different maple. What maple is it? It's a red maple. Okay, I got it from the nursery. Look at the shoot here.
Yeah,
But that's good, right? It's
Yeah.
sacrifice branch.
Yeah.
This is another hornbeam, right? It's an American hornbeam, I believe. Yeah, American hornbeam.
Yeah.
Another sycamore. You know, couple of junipers in the back. You know, this is the little plump spruce. I thought it died on me, but you know, it started growing again.
This side is,
yeah.
Who knows what'll happen?
We'll see what happens here, right? You know what?
You never know.
If it decides to grow, then grow it will. Right?
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah.
It's see that here. That seems to be
could be hopeful.
viable.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You know,
Well, it's amazing. They will sit.
Look at that here, right?
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, it looks like there's a bud here.
Yeah,
You know, so you know, if it comes back, you know, like I always wanted to have one that's kind of like, you know, reminds me, you know, your raft one.
Yeah.
Right. You know?
Yeah.
So just
Reminds
so
me
you're
of that.
standing in the middle of my bonsai.
Is that these are your these are your monkey poles or your future?
This is where the benches are. You know, at least for now, right? Like I kind of.
Yeah.
Just given the amount of the trees that I have.
Yeah, to kind of get a sense for it. Oh, well, and it'll be nice. You'll be able to see it from your deck.
This is where it would start, right? So you know, I kind of laid out, you know, those thickets here.
Yeah.
So this is where the fence is gonna be, like a Japanese style fence.
Oh, okay. It'll have like a gate here or whatever.
With the roof and that.
Ah, yeah, nice. Oh, I like it. I can kind of.
Walk in here.
Yeah.
And you know, like, I think that I kind of moved some of those skids around because I'm killing the weeds here as well, right?
Yeah.
But I would have one low bench for my like a feature tree.
Yeah.
You know, just
when you first walk in,
yeah,
and
for, you know, my best tree and you know the stuff that I would change with the season and that, right? See the rocks that I picked out from all over the place of the property, right? So they will be kind of, you know,
in and around, yeah.
I would have like a little bit of the of like a Japanese garden, you know, just with the you know, like the gravel and that, right? One with the where you rake the things, and a couple of, you know, like sparsely planted with bushes with, you know, the rock wall as a background and that, right?
Yeah.
And that's that, right? So, and now the way the way the sun is, so sun is coming from there, like this is east, right? Now, so it comes like around the mountain.
Okay.
This part is always in the shade, so this is like where the, you know, all those Japanese maples and all that stuff will be. You know,
Stuff that needs the shade, get a teeny little bit of morning sun, and then
And that here is gonna, like, this part is literally in the full sun all day, so there's gonna be all your conifers and that, right? You know?
Yeah.
And if need be, right, because, you know, I can do anything I want here, right? If need be, I can put, you know, shade netting and all
Put a
that,
shade
you know,
net, yeah.